Hello, and welcome to this great marathon to know who is Disney's best villain. Where it's not by poll or by opinion. This is by formula, following the rules, and one of them being unbiased. And we are going to begin by grouping these villains, grouping them in their eras. So we're going to begin with Walt Disney himself, then to the Dark Age, then the Renaissance, and up to Tangled. And this is the beginning of Walt Disney's collection himself. And we're going to begin with Pinocchio's Stromboli.
So it begins.
And let's begin with Stromboli's design in the mathematical equation. His colors are very, a clash almost. Not as big, but still there. From his greens and the brown and the red sash. And Stromboli is voiced by Charles Jules. I may be saying his name wrong. Well, I love the design. He sounds different. How, like all the other Disney villains, he has that accent, and that accent kind of flares him up a bit. And the way how he talks fast, that you don't know what he's saying, and then suddenly he could switch on a dime with his speed to going very fast and slow.
She will be on everybody's tongue.
Will she?
Yeah, Watch this. Forse un amico lo partendo la cacchia e la sbagliante la calcar e la passita. For you, my little Pinocchio.
It helps him stand out in a bit, so the voice and the colors and that Disney face design kind of gives Stromboli a 2. So he's there in the middle, a good warm spot in design. And to his level of presence, well, it's kind of fun. Because again, with Stromboli, his presence is his speed, is his voice. Because this is where design kind of flows into what makes the character stand out. And he's there, he is hilarious to be with. And at the same time, flip the switch, he gets dark and evil and fast.
There! This will be your home.
And that helps to add to his presence. And all of this lasts in the movie for, wow, the estimated time is 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Now, timing doesn't mean that much for the individual on this scale. It may help him when he's going to go through the free-for-all. But yet, to hold that much energy, and a lot of us still remember his name. And he's only in less than 4? Estimated. Still can't help him a bit in presence. And I gave him, on the ruling of 1 to 4, he's a 3 in presence. And now we get to power. Stromboli's power. This is a very interesting thing. When the song I Got No Strings is playing, you see Stromboli with a baton. We don't see an orchestra. We don't see anyone with Stromboli. He's by himself. And yet with a baton, and you see all of those marionettes moving. Does Stromboli have a magical power where he has power over marionettes? It's vague, but yet maybe explains why he is so good with money. Because he doesn't have to pay anyone. So what else does Stromboli have? He makes marionettes. He has the tools to carve and whittle. And those are the tools he used to threaten Pinocchio Once you're old and useless, I'm going to chop you up for firewood. Okay, maybe that level of power really helps him. And he's not afraid to threaten a little kid with it. But there's just one little nugget of a problem with Stromboli's power. He didn't find Pinocchio. Pinocchio came to him. Good old honest John came up to him, said, I got a boy for you. Well, a wooden boy. Pay me and he'll be yours. And Stromboli fell into the illusion that honest John owned Pinocchio. And when Pinocchio said, I have my father to go to, Stromboli locks him up. So why? I know where I can find you. You will always be here. That is pretty something for his power. But again, Pinocchio was given to him. And that, I think, hurts Stromboli's power. You don't have power if someone gives you it. You have power when you claim it. And he has no henchmen, so he's free from the wild card there. So this puts him at a 2. And now we have to get into the essay side of Stromboli. And the big essay for everyone is your acts of villainy. We kind of flirted with this and everything with him, but this is it as a whole. And what happens? Stromboli wants Pinocchio always. Pinocchio is something that he has, a child that he doesn't have to pay, a child that he walks up in a birdcage. He is responsible for the image of a crying boy, wooden boy, but a crying boy in a birdcage at a storm. Stromboli is responsible for this. That's pretty evil. And the fact that you feel so comfortable, you can monologue in front of him. Just saying, we're gonna go all over the world. I'll smother your face everywhere. We're gonna be rich and you won't have a dime. It's all gonna come to me. A wooden puppet, but he's still a boy. He still has emotions. He still has an age. He's still Pinocchio. And for a grown man to say up to a little kid, I'm going to chop you up and turn you into firewood. There's way more than one reason why I need a drink. Imagine emotionally scarring some children, people. Caffeine-free Pepsi. So, the acts of villainy for Stromboli is kind of adding up. But again, it deals with it. This is where power comes back in. Pinocchio had to be given. He was under the illusion that Pinocchio was owned by Honest John. A part of this essay of acts of villainy with Stromboli, Honest John says something before we meet Stromboli, but he introduces us to him. And that is, oh, Gideon, remember that old fluke? Oh, I tied you up in string and convinced him that you were a marionette? We almost had him. Kind of shows our man Stromboli is a little vulnerable in his mentality a bit. Because before the song, I Got No Strings, he hopes that Pinocchio is still a wooden puppet. He still doesn't believe. There's this sense of, uh-oh, am I being swindled again? Is this boy really a wooden boy or is this a kid in makeup? There's a little doubt to our man Stromboli. So there's that. And again, like we established in power, Pinocchio was given. Power can be given to you, but you never had power until it was given. Power is something that you own always. If you have a little doubt or someone gives it to you on a silver platter, are you really a villain? And the song I Got No Strings may be written by Stromboli, but Pinocchio sings it. So that is not really a villain song. So with all of this info now, and hearing his acts of villainy, where does this put Stromboli? Honestly, it's really high up. He's not in a low, but he's in a high. But with the power being given, he's not in the red. No, I think this gives Stromboli a high yellow. He's in this group right here. So, whew, we are going through this, people. This is the first step of many. And I hope you all enjoy and probably not see Pinocchio the same way again. Until the next one, this is the Bullfrog and the Newt signing out.